And Jordan Meadows of the Shady Spring Tigers. Tigers off to the state tournament. First time since 2019. Jordan, I know this was the goal. Do you feel like this, I know you guys thought you were pretty good last year. Do you think it's a year late coming, or how are you looking at this? I mean, obviously excitement around the program getting there, but do you feel like maybe this was a team that was destined to do this?
Well, I mean, me and my assistant talked about it yesterday. Is in 2019 we made the states, and then 2020 we had Tommy Williams and Drew Clark and all those guys back to make another run at states, and we got canceled for COVID. So then 2021 we had a lot of young guys, a lot of guys that haven't had much varsity experience, and we made a little run there at the end. But I mean, Independence, as tough as they are, they got us there. But this year, I mean, we knew all year that was the goal, was to beat Indy. And then once we got the sectional championship, we looked through Bluefield, and we had 3 dogfight games against them. But I wouldn't say that it's a year late. I mean, we expected to go last year, but Independence got us, and we got them this year. So and it's sweet, but hopefully this keeps going for years to come.
You mentioned the dogfight with Bluefield. It was a dogfight with Independence as well. Do you? And you and I talked about this before, but I think maybe some eyes were open around the state. Do you think the run through that gauntlet that you did, beating 2 top 5 teams, did open some eyes to what's going on here?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, nobody expected us to beat either team. I mean, they were the favorites. Bluefield was the higher seed, and then Independence was the #1 team in the state. So nobody expected us to, but, I mean, us in the dugout, we kind of had a mindset. We knew what we were playing for, and we were ready for it all year, and it ended up working out in our favor. But, I mean, we got another team ahead of us that we're excited to play against because we lost in the season against them.
Well, and I was going to mention that 10-0 loss to Logan in the regular season. You told me before we started it's a one-hitter. What do you think will be different this time around?
I mean, the kids are. Obviously, the kids are excited because it's the state tournament, and none of these kids, other than a few, have been there. But just the thrill of the sectional and regional postseason run. I mean, they're hitting as good as they can hit. They're pitching as good as they can pitch. I mean, we're ready to go, and we're going to give it all we got.
Logan offers a lot of different problems. They got a real good pitcher and player in Dawson Maynard. Their whole lineup seems to hit. When you look at that lineup, what is the #1 thing you think you're going to have to do?
One thing that I noticed watching the stream whenever we played them last time was that they aren't scared to bunt with 1 out to move the guy over to score a run. And then they got their horses in the lineup that can hit in the gaps and stuff like that. So they're coached very well by Gertz. He knows what he's doing, and they play good team baseball just like we do.
Is it imperative to keep those top of the lineup guys off, so the horses in the middle don't have those RBI opportunities?
Yep, and I told the guys this morning, we just got to play clean baseball, and we got to have a good time because when we play clean baseball, we're as good as anybody. I mean, we got Cam on the mound. I mean, it's going to be a dogfight.
2019, you were part of the team, assistant coach. What do you remember from that experience? Is there anything you can take from that experience that will help you right now?
Yeah, I mean, the thrill of that 5th inning when we had a 2-1 lead. We took a 2-1 lead in the 5th, and then just kind of like the roller coaster straight down when they scored 8 runs in that 1 inning to beat us 9-2. But just the experience of that inning, being on an all-time high and then being on an all-time low, just kind of gets me prepared for this year.
Were there any good stories, these guys that were freshmen on that team? Like, do you think they'll have any good stories to tell? You remember any good stories that came out of that trip to the state tournament?
I'm not really sure. I mean, we were all hyped up and ready to go. We were playing the 4:30 game on Thursday just like we are this year. And then it got rained out, and we ended up staying in a hotel, and we played at 9 a.m. on Friday. So, I mean, they might have some hotel stories or something like that. But just they were excited to be out there and being freshmen and being a part of the varsity lineup. I mean, they were excited.
Did any of those guys play?
Alex got some PT playing second base, but he got DH for. And then other than that, Walker was a courtesy runner. Josh got to play whenever we were up big in the season, but most of the time it was just Alex playing second base.
So a little bit of experience, not a lot. You don't really have that state tournament experience. Logan is the defending state champion. What can you do to offset the fact that they've been there, played 2 games there, they've got the same lineup, just about the same lineup back What can you do to offset that for your guys?
Yeah, and that's what I told him. I said, obviously we're going to have the Charleston jitters and get out there, but we're the visiting team, and we score 2 or 3 runs and get on them early and put the momentum on ourselves, so that way we can play clean baseball and kind of jump on them early to make them make the mistakes.
You didn't play clean baseball in every game during the sectionals and the regionals. Can you get by doing that again now, or is it at this point you can't do what you maybe did in the sectional and regional?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we can't get by, but we need to minimize the mistakes and don't make them hurt. I mean, I know we had a few mistakes that made it hurt. Kerry hit a home run after a mistake, but just playing clean baseball helps us out tremendously, especially when you got guys like Cam and Alex on the mound.
What's your plan for going down there in the week?
Thursday, we're going to go down early, get there, kind of hang out, relax, and then if we win, then we'll stay the night, Thursday and Friday night, and be ready for Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
So you're hoping not to see Shady again till Saturday night.
That's right, yeah.
All right. Hey, Jordan, I appreciate it.
Thank you,
man.